Hello Cancer, and welcome to your month of July reading. So first of all, happy birthday, happy solar return. May your heart's wish come towards you. Alright, so first of all, I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk about for you this month. The first card that I have is the Three of Wands. Then the Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. That's a lot of wands. That's a lot of willpower, your fire, your willpower, and all of that. We've just had your we're entering eclipse season, and we just had the eclipse with the moon in Cancer here. So that speaks a lot of emotional security, and how, as I see here, this will affect your willpower, your drive, and all of that. So in a way, what is coming towards you, where you're going for, your guts, and all of that is affected by your emotional security. Fact of life for Cancers. But maybe now it's a bit more present because of the eclipse we just had. What was preventing you to be in your full willpower thing, King of Wands there, would have been these things. Under our Three of Wands. Three of Wands being what we expect coming towards us. What is in those boats that are coming back to us after the decisions we took and prospects we went, our willpower out there and all of that. 1, 2, 3. 3, what is our willpower bringing back to us? Under that, I have the Five of Pentacles and I have the Hermit here. So there's the acknowledgement, with the Hermit being the major arcana here. That tells me that you went inside, you saw your truth, you saw your light, and you saw your shadow also. Five of Pentacles. Some of you may be asked, why is this what I receive in my boats? Why do I receive Five of Pentacles in the boats of what I'm expecting from the future to come? How I perceive what is coming towards me. Some of you found the answer. And maybe that moon, that eclipse is going to help to readjust that. Anyway, the Hermit. And the Hermit is, of course, Virgo. Some of you maybe deal with a Virgo, but that's not important. What is important is that the Hermit is the character that went to see the High Priestess and that found the truth within himself. His balance between his feminine and his masculine, which make a triangle upwards and a triangle downwards. On top of the other, you have the six-pointed star, and that is what is in that lantern. His inner divine masculine and his inner divine feminine working in harmony. His inner truth, not in duality, but in one wholeness. That's why he is wisdom. And his wand, because we see here that the wand is yellow like the light in his funnel here, in his light. Because it's his willpower that is enlightened. His decisions, where he is going slowly from that wisdom, from that balance. There is a balance because here, Eight of Wands, which is serendipity of life when everything is aligned. Like with our Hermit, like what you probably discovered maybe last month, a couple of days ago, or at the beginning of the month. Putting yourself in alignment, readjusted your karma probably, and opened the gates for the universe to be able to send back and forward the movement. And like when we say serendipity, that's when we stop being in our own way also. if you had that energy within you, that is the best way to block the universe's abundance. Here with justice, there is understanding the sword that rebalances a situation, the scales. And under that we have the scales again in the 6 of Pentacles with the 10 of Pentacles. So the way that 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, the summum that you have reached in your Pentacle element, let's say, and that would be the 4 elements and spirit, the 5 senses, the matrix per se, the shape of your reality of this world. If it was based on the 5 of Pentacles, where you lacked, where you sacrificed more than you received, or anything like that, here with justice, understanding, we can call that karma. How do you stop your karma? How do you stop the same events of happening to you with different faces? Is by changing the way you think. Here, justice, I understand something, I'm readjusting. And readjusting to bring it to the 6 of Pentacles, where I am finally receiving, and where I am only giving from my overflow and not from what I need to survive. And here, with the King of Wands, we have under the Queen of Wands and the 2 of Cups. So, 2 of Cups, yes, it's romance and all of that. Maybe some of you are going to meet a brand new passion with a fire sign. Others of you, this is your inner masculine and feminine. Exactly what is the light here. Finally merging together to work together when it comes to your willpower. And that's where I was saying that this month you're gonna gain back your willpower, your effectiveness, your law of attraction of going to get and take the risks and things like that, due to a readjustment of karma. And the 2 of Cups, basically it is the mirrors in our lives of these parts of us inside and what is reflected outside. So if we take the couple of wands here, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. If the King of Wands is like this, he's got no willpower, he doesn't have the guts to do what he wants, to go get what he wants. Maybe he feels guilty, maybe he just doesn't have any courage in life, or just inner fire. And when the Queen of Wands is like this, well, she's totally selfish and would make crises of I want. So if you meet people that have these qualities in your life, you have to check to make sure that you did not allow that, because you had that belief of lacking. I will take everything that you have if you give it to me. If I believe inside that I don't deserve much, or that life isn't generous, or that I am somebody that sacrifices to get value, then I will do it and I will attract that person. You see? This is a way that the universe shows mirrors inside of us. Here there's a readjustment for that. If I attract somebody that has absolutely no respect for my boundaries, maybe it is because I was holding this. So the understanding and the end of that karma will come to you in the month of July. Let's clarify this for Cancer. Bottom of the deck I have the moon, and the moon is exactly that. It's that transformation from within, that quest towards transformation, I would say, where our unconscious is shown in front of us here. This is an eclipse. This is when the moon is in front of the sun. Our unconscious is what we see and not what is out there. So we can take care of this. So we can arrive to transformation. Okay, so let's see. Why do you have the Three of Wands, Cancer? Why is the Three of Wands there, Spirit? Oh, tabawet. Okay. Two of Wands. That's a lot. Here, the moon. Three of Swords. Okay, so the one that was the closest here, and here I have the Two of Swords, is the Two of Wands. Three of Wands, Two of Wands. That tells me that that new path of life, if this was your path, the understanding, that kind of will, new will to pull yourself out of that arrived either a couple of weeks ago or whatever in your past, but you're starting the month with having a new perspective on what can come towards you. Okay. Eight. With the Eight of Wands, we have the King of Wands again, with the Queen of Swords and the Hangman. That tells me that here, and we are ending up with the King of Wands. Your masculine side, the side of you that is choosing this. This is actually choosing with your willpower to stop a karma. And a karma, what is a karma? It's not like a bank in the universe where I did so much good, then I will be able to, you know, retract these good things from it. Oh, she's got good karma, she should win the lottery. Well, we know it doesn't work like that. So, karma is, I have beliefs based on my experience, based on my emotions, sometimes my wounds, sometimes my moments of grace. This gives me the perception of what is in front of me, from which I will make my choices and from which I will get the results. It's like a loop, and the results feed my emotions and my belief, from which etc, etc, etc. Karma. Change the karma, change the belief, change the vibrational, emotional background. These are things that will change karma. I have the Queen of Swords here, and she's about having healed the disappointments and the hurts of the past and transforming them into wisdom instead of perceiving reality from them. That's why she has the sword in front of her. A reality is filtered by the sword and is also protecting her heart. So what kind of glasses that does the Queen of Swords has? In the best days, the best format, I would say, she is wise and she can see clearly. In the worst case scenario, she sees through all the wounds and the betrayals that she has, and that's all she sees in front of her, and she will be real bitch about it. So here we have King of Wands with your Eight of Wands, provoking serendipity. And here is the Queen of Swords again, because you will see things from a different perspective. Okay, now let's look at your King of Wands, and I have the Tower and the Four of Wands. So the Tower and the repeat of the Three of Wands here. The Tower is when we kind of crumble the way we were trying to achieve a goal. Here, the way I would bring my willpower and try and achieve my goal. Now that everything is on the surface, Four of Wands, my will and the achievement of it is obvious, it's solid, it's there, everything is on the surface. That's why it's often associated with celebrations and things like that when you read tarot on the first level. But on a more spiritual level, it's when everything is on the surface. Nothing acting unconsciously from behind. Acting from a belief of like that. You're becoming conscious. You see the tower has to crumble because you could never reach a goal of abundance and balance in a union if you had that inside of you. If you had that belief inside of you, you would have just created it with your willpower. But now, because you had the understanding, new path is opening, you're acting accordingly, and that tower in that sense would be like an awakening. Let's look at your Five of Pentacles here. Cancer. All right. So, candle moving this way. This way. Come here. Okay, so it was the Six of Cups. What opened the new path is a healing of the heart chakra, opening of the heart chakra, an allowing and a balance of your emotions, of receiving and giving with absolutely no limits or expectations. Feeding your soul and being in that Six of Cups, Six of Pentacles here. And it really follows like that type of understanding of balance. Balance of time, energy, money. Balance of emotions. Of allowing to receive, of feeling secure within oneself. And sometimes, you know, like because of that feeling, that is what probably was able to eclipse the Five of Pentacles for you. I deserve to receive unconditional love and attention from the people. I receive to be fed also. I deserve all of it, you know. That kind of understanding. So let's look at justice. Justice that for some of you it will appear in the court of man, and others of you it's more like the justice of life, you know, in the sense of the end of a karma, because of the sword. She holds a sword because of understanding the truth. High Priestess, a spiritual truth about how to be in one's, here is the Magician, in one's power to manifest. And there was the will to go get what we want, not to be invaded or, you know, other people's will embarking in our own, making sacrifices we shouldn't. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands for Cancer. Cancer. Ah, the Fool. All right. And Six of Wands, Six of Sword. The Fool being like that new cycle, that leap of faith, because I know now that I will attract on a completely different level. I will not attract somebody that doesn't respect boundaries or that doesn't respect what I need to survive and just takes. I will attract something else because I understood the lessons. Doesn't respect boundaries, There's a good example here. Yes. That puts his needs before everybody. Yes, this is one of them. All right, let's look at the Hermit. And this was a soul lesson for you, to really reinforce that willpower inside of you, that obviousness. Yeah, okay. The Hermit, the truth that you understood inside was more of an emotional one. The Three of Swords and the Page of Cup. And here is Temperance. This was all in divine timing for you to understand that through your experiences in your life. The Three of Swords, this is when our mind can hurt our emotions. Either because of our beliefs, like I was saying, or because of expectations that we put that cannot be attained. And here with the Page of Cup, this is like if the solution is that kind of the Page of Cup just grab an Ace of Cup and is starting to taste that new level of peace, possibility, emotional security, emotional fulfillment, and all of that. If there's a Three of Swords in the cup, this is what we feed ourselves with. If there's a release of those beliefs, ways of thinking, then we can drink waters that are filled with possibilities, the fish in it. And that is a bit the truth that you understand, that maturity and that emotional intelligence that got to you, and that will eliminate the karma of not receiving for one of balance into the give and take. And yes, here, Death and the Ace of Swords. So that understanding, that clarity, and the transformation towards your Five of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles. Because that last cycle that you went all the way to the Ten of Pentacles with it, all you could gain, or the summum of what it could reach with that way of thinking, you've reached it. Ten of Pentacles. So now it is time for it to transform. Death is the card that follows in the quest, not in the numbers, but in the quest, follows the moon. You have two pillars in the back of the moon, and you have two pillars in the back of the Death card. Because when we kind of go through that time of within, and we decide to follow our inner self, our inner higher self, that everything from the deep waters can come up so we can face them, then we arrive on the other side of the pillars, kind of a transition where we can transform. Death is there. And in your case, it's to transform the Five of Pentacles into a Six of Pentacles, because you understood something. You understood it, and that stopped the karma. It was an understanding from your High Priestess, from what your soul was telling you, and you got that by going within. Now that's going to change the mirrors in your life, your Two of Cups. And if you are single, there you go. There is Temperance again with Strength. And that is being in your higher self instead of your reactions and your fears. All of this is the preparation of that, because of your quest in the moon, because of everything you went through inside. Some of you probably did a lot of shadow work, facing your shadows and all of that, so that you can gain that fire, that I am shining out there. I am illuminating, I should say, instead of shining, because shining needs a light outside to reflect. But this is from within to outside. That's why it's a card of Leo. A lot of you maybe are in dealings with Leo, but it's for most of you, and the most important part is what is happening inside, so that it can be reflected outside, and that is reappropriating your fire, your willpower, your wants and your desires, because you will allow them to come in, because you will understand that you deserve them, that things should be balanced. And that's an inner transformation. And because of that, of course, the people you're going to attract in your life, whether it is in friendship, in love, or whatever, are going to be able to reflect that and not reflect your lack. Okay? Your lack mentality of always reflecting you that you're not receiving anything. So that would be the change. On this, my beautiful Cancers, I'm going to wish you a happy birthday again. This is a beautiful gift because it opens up so many things. It's like a big chunk that will be readjusted inside of you, allowing you to receive. And what more can somebody ask? A brand new path offered in front of you. Yeah. So, if you want a private reading, the description is below. Thank you for sharing and commenting and subscribing to help grow the channel. I read all the comments. Thank you so much. You can listen to this again at the end of the month. If this is kind of blurry for you, by listening to it at the end of the month, you will see how this applied in your life, and you'll be able to put it all together. Apart from that, my heart goes to all of you that are dealing with the COVID again. Some parts of the world it's over, others are still in it, so my heart to you. And on this, I'm going to send you all my love and light. Thank you for the donations. Again, new moon, full moon ceremony to give you back for your generosity and support. It is appreciated more than you think. All right? Thank you.